Hello everyone and welcome back to Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. Real quick, I just want to say thank you for the extra support for the last week or so. I actually wasn't feeling so hot last week, so just having that little bit of extra positivity definitely helped throughout the week. Also, I've made a horrible realization. So, it seems unlikely that Aura is going to let this case go beyond this day. Which means two things. One, we are probably close to the end of this. And two, it seems unlikely that we haven't met the killer. And I had my page of suspects. Man, people with the opportunity. If it's who I think it is, I'm gonna be so mad. So mad. I can't rule out Aura, although it seems like she wants the truth out. So I was like, is she just like trying to pin it on Athena to get her brother out of trouble and then like also get herself out of trouble? I can't rule that out. But I don't think that's it. Okay.
The body was discovered and reported by a group of 3 people.
Oh god.
They were there to collect the Space Probe's capsule in preparation for the Hat 1 launch. One of those people had a special bag to transport the capsule in.
Oh? You mean the shock-resistant bag?
Correct. I suppose that if the jacket was in that bag, it could have been returned to the scene of the crime without anyone noticing. I'll see to it that you get the report on those 3 people.
You will?
We should also check the facial recognition database for that robot.
Uh-oh.
If this person felt the need to hide his face with the theater mask, it might mean that his facial data was once registered.
Prosecutor Ashworth, does this mean?
I have to admit, I believe Miss Zyke's memories to be credible. You win, right? Not that this is ever an official trial, anyway.
Do you have my ears deceive me, Prosecutor Ashworth? Are you actually conceding? No, he's not conceding. He's just giving us something to work with. Is it true, boss? Does this mean I can't believe it. It's over. No, not yet. I prove that both Athena and Prosecutor Blackwell are innocent. Your Honor, I see no need to further prolong this trial.
Objection.
No, he's not done.
No, hold on, Mr. Wright. Have you forgotten who's in charge of this trial?
That's right. I'm the one who's supposed to say I see no need to further prolong it. Nope.
Not you either, Your Honor. No silence.
The little princess who was truly beloved by Metis and who repaid that love with death. All these years, hating Athena was the only thing that's kept me going. But what do I do now? Can anybody tell me? How am I supposed to go on? Miss Blackwell. How unlike you, Aura. Metis was deeply passionate about her work and she chose you as her partner. Isn't that... Shut up, Simon. You know exactly how I felt about her. Her respect as a co-worker wasn't all that I wanted. Then what did you want from her? Did you really just go there, Your Honor? Aura, there's something I've wanted to say if you will lend me an ear. I have in my possession a lead on who Metis' murderer is. Okay. That just leads me even more towards who's been keeping an eye on Blackwell all of these years. You do? Right, Dono, you asked me about the identity of the Phantom of 7 years past. That's right. The Phantom. The person Blackwell has been looking for, even from behind bars. 7 years ago, somebody hatched a plan to sabotage the Hat 1 rocket. I just can't figure out motive. I have opportunity, but I don't have motive. Whereas with Aura, I have motive, but less opportunity.
The spy.
But he was no ordinary spy. We knew naught about him, his background, appearance. We came to refer to him as the Phantom. Time I was working with the police to hunt him down. That makes even more sense now. And then one day a miracle occurred, and I obtained a lead on him. How exciting! What was the lead? Recording of the Phantom's voice, but the quality was too poor for proper voice analysis. Yet I had hope, or his co-worker was a scientist who could analyze human emotions. So I asked her to evaluate the recording using analytical psychology. And that scientist was Dr. Sykes. Yes, a spy's greatest fear is to have his true identity. There's our motive. Crap. In addition to Had 1, Dr. Sykes' results and the recording were surely among his targets. But his search of the Space Center bore no fruit, so he must have started to panic. He couldn't find them, but where could they have been? Who is to say? Wow, I bet he's never let that out of his sight all these... No!
How in the world did you smuggle them into prison?
Oh, I have my ways. What's more, my partner is especially talented at that sort of thing. Oh. Oh! Okay, never mind. I worked to lure the Phantom by spreading rumors throughout the underworld. I was even granted permission to prosecute cases to attract the Phantom's attention. Just try to retrieve your identity, you bloody butcher, became my taunt. And what about the results Dr. Sykes drew up for you? Was there any useful information? Here, you can see for yourself. But take good care of it, it's all I have left of my mentor. I will. Better hold on to this real tight. Phantom Psych profile? Rarely fluctuate, and he doesn't experience feelings like normal people do. I thought it said the subject's emotions fluctuate, and I was like, okay, cool. That actually helps. Psychological profile classified. Emotional output of this voice extremely weak compared to typical voices. Oh. Subject deemed to have unique psychological makeup with almost no emotional fluctuation. No emotional fluctuation, huh? A spy who experiences no emotions, not sadness nor anger, and naturally no fear. He's the very definition of a phantom, a monster with no heart, don't you see? This creature is the rot that destroyed our lives and set what ails us all into motion.
The Phantom indeed, a fitting name for the one who has brought darkness to our world.
Well then, it seems that the phantom image of this man has started to take shape. Based on what we've learned, I'd like you all of you to conduct further investigation. Oh, we're gonna be okay. Whew. Okay. Maybe it's not who I thought. This is not a formal trial, but I do want to follow protocol. If I may, I'd like to hand down my verdicts and bring these proceedings to an end. Okay. Whatever. Do what you want.
You'll hear no objections from me.
Yes, please, Your Honor. It's over. It's finally over. Very well, in that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, could you please take the stand? As a result of this trial, your innocence has been proven. The verdict handed down 7 years ago is hereby overturned. Now, the defendant of the current trial, Miss Athena Sykes. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, thank you. Thank you for everything. Wait, let him render the verdict. Athena, you're more than welcome. If everyone is ready, I will now give my verdict. Geez, who could have possibly foreseen that coming? You? Oh. Whoa? What? What? Apollo?
What is the meaning of this?
Congratulations, Mr. Wright and Prosecutor Edgeworth. You uncovered the truth from 7 years ago and you saved Prosecutor Blackwell. However, I can't allow this trial to end just yet. What? What? Why, Apollo? Why would you do this to us? I thought we were gonna go investigate. Are we still gonna go investigate? Like, what? What? What is he doing? Apollo! What? Couldn't just let us go out and do our investigation, could you?
Mr. Justice, please explain yourself.
It's very simple. There isn't much to explain. The defendant, Miss Athena Sykes, might not be innocent. What? What? What are you talking about? The case from 7 years ago has been settled. I'm not talking about the past here. I'm talking about the present case. It's still not clear who killed Clay Terrain. But Apollo, why would you... Miss Sykes, please listen quietly to what I have to say. What in the world is Apollo trying to do? Your Honor, please allow me a little of the court's time.
This trial is for the case from 7 years ago. Also, I have a program I was about to start soon. I'd like to go home now.
Miss Blackwell, I'd like to ask a favor of you. Just as you lost someone close to you, I lost someone close to me too. I'm sure you want to know the real truth of what happened as much as I do. Apollo. Wait. Alright, maybe setting those two up wasn't a good idea. Hehe. Sure, you know I'm all for the truth. Now let's see you expose the princess's guilt. Judge, I give my permission. Continue with the trial.
Very well. Is that alright with you, Prosecutor Edgeworth? No is a perfectly acceptable answer.
The prosecution has no objections. Let's hear Mr. Justice's testimony. I'll have the police's investigation report brought immediately. Also, I'm recording your show for you, so don't worry about it.
Not you too, Edgeworth. I really hope it's because you have something up your sleeve.
Very well. Your opening statement, please, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
As you wish. Let's review the case of the murder of Mr. Clay Terrain. It was made clear in the previous trial that Solomon Starbuck was not his killer. Therefore, the true culprit was someone else. On that day, this culprit waited for the astronauts in boarding lounge 1.
I mean, Athena would know how all that works, but like, come on, ridiculous.
When the two men made their escape out of the Space Museum, the killer attacked Mr. Terrain with the same type of knife that was used 7 years ago. The murderer then escaped into the Space Museum. Next, Director Yuri Cosmos switched the launch pads.
Yeah, we need more info from him. Can we get him back on the stand?
After that, the culprit exited the Space Museum and escaped via boarding lounge 2. Therefore, this trial must make clear who Mr. Terrain's true killer was. In other words, we must discover who it was that escaped through the Space Museum that day.
Thank you, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Mr. Wright, is the defense ready?
Yes, Your Honor. I better rearrange my evidence. Relevant evidence swapped into the court record.
Now then, Mr. Justice, your testimony, if you please.
So what did he come up with? Apollo Justice's accusation? What? I suspected Miss Sykes of the murder of Clay Terrain. My growing suspicions were confirmed when this incriminating evidence presented itself. In addition, she's the only one who could have utilized the launch pad switch to escape. That is why I wish to indict Miss Sykes on the charge of murder. He's messing with us. But why?
Order in the court. Mr. Justice, you realize you're charging your own co-worker with murder, don't you?
Yes, Your Honor. Because that is the conclusion my investigation has led me to. Then your investigation sucked. If this is a ploy, that at least makes sense. But Apollo, why? How could you suspect me too? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. I don't get it. Just what did you find out over the past few days to make you think this? I don't think he does. I think he's trying to get information out. But, ooh, this is a really tough way to go about doing it. Because otherwise he wouldn't be able to get... Like, if he didn't accuse her, then I don't think we would have been able to keep going. What first made you suspicious of Miss Sykes? It all started when Miss Sykes and I were investigating the crime scene. When she saw the weapon that killed Mr. Terrain, my bracelet reacted. She said she'd never seen that knife before, but my bracelet told me otherwise. And then every time after that, my bracelet would react when she talked about the case. Poor Apollo must have been beside himself during that investigation. I didn't know what to do or think. I couldn't even sleep. In that condition, I knew I wouldn't be any good in court, so I decided to wear an eye patch so I wouldn't be able to perceive any of her tells. So that's why Apollo was acting so strangely. But the reason Miss Sykes unconsciously reacted to the knife that way was because she stabbed her mother's murderer with one identical to it 7 years ago. But that knife was also the murder weapon that was used to kill Clay Terrain. My bracelet could have also reacted to her because she knew she was his killer too. Ugh. I guess he has a point. But my bracelet wasn't the only reason I became suspicious of her. Okay. That's the lighter that was found in the Space Museum with her fingerprints on it, right? But even if it seems decisive, there must be other facts we don't know about it yet. If that's so, go ahead and prove it then. Look, honestly, I don't want to believe it's true either, but Miss Sykes was the only one who was in the Space Museum at the time of the murder. But Mr. Justice, Miss Sykes had absolutely no motive to kill Mr. Terrain. Ooh, here we go. 7 years ago, Miss Sykes lived at the Cosmos Space Center. It wouldn't be strange if she had some kind of connection to him. Besides, people sometimes kill for motives we can't even imagine. I know you've seen plenty of cases like that in your own career, Mr. Wright. I still can't believe this. How can you actually suspect Athena, Apollo? He doesn't. Come on, read the room.
Hold it!
I'm actually curious about that. Isn't it possible somebody else used that same escape route? I'm afraid not, Mr. Wright. Why not? Recall there is a security camera in boarding lounge 1 aimed at the launch pad door. It's the camera that captured Mr. Terrain and Mr. Starbuck, but there's also another security camera in boarding lounge 2. It recorded Mr. Terrain's killer, or rather Miss Sykes, coming out of the Space Museum. A camera in boarding lounge 2. First time I've heard of it, but it makes sense. Athena said she had snuck into the Space Museum the night before the incident, and then was overcome and passed out until around noon the next day. We have to figure that out. I was out until about noon of the next day. I didn't even know about the explosions. When I woke up, nobody was around, so I just went out into the boarding lounge too. That must have been when the camera captured her, and that's what made Apollo suspect her even more. Wait a minute. In that case, it most likely recorded the true culprit as well. That's a negative on that one too, Mr. Wright. In the footage taken after the incident, Miss Sykes is the only one who appears. What? Why? Okay.
Order in the court.
It can't be, but if it is, then it is incredibly incriminating.
Wasn't you who proved in the previous trial that the way the true culprit escaped was via the Space Museum after the pods had been switched? The fact you previously proved turned on its ear, leaving your client high and dry. I must say, that is vintage Phoenix Wright.
I hate that he's right about that. I should call it a Phoenix.
Hold it!
I don't have anything here. Believing in your client to the end is a basic principle of good defense. Shouldn't you extend that same principle to your own coworker? You're probably right. Maybe I'm not even fit to be a lawyer. However, I don't care. This case is special to me. Right? Clay was my friend, and that's why I have to know the truth. Apollo suspected his trusted coworker of killing his friend. To dispel his doubts, he investigated on his own, but that only led to more doubts. Apollo must have been really struggling with this. Well, Apollo may have doubts, but I'll say it again. Athena Sykes isn't the murderer. Then I have only one thing to say. Evidence is everything in court. Well, Mr. Wright, think you have the concrete proof to knock down my arguments?
Your arguments have been very clear, Mr. Justice, and your facts appear to be indisputable.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think of my theory? I don't think very much of it. It looks like not even you can deny it. Miss Sykes was the only one who used the only possible escape route.
Under these circumstances, there can be no other suspect but the defendant.
Unless you think there was an alternative escape route. Is that what you think, Mr. Wright?
Is that what you think, Mr. Wright?
Is that what you think, Phoenix? Was there an alternative escape route? Hold on. Where's our plan here? That's not the full thing. Where's the overhead? Okay. Oop, no, I want where's the overhead? That doesn't help. Nope. Ooh, that's interesting that I still have this. Was there an alternative escape route? I wish I had that overhead angle. Do I bluff? It's always hard to know. Like, do you try to bluff your way out of this? Wait, hold on. Apollo brought this up. He brought this up for a reason. Yes, of course there must have been. Just don't ask me what. You're just bluffing again, aren't you? Yes. You weren't supposed to call me out on it. Me bluff? No way. He knows me too well. It's fine, Mr. Wright. Oh, it's fine, Mr. Wright. Even a bluff would suit me just fine. As long as you can clear up this doubt inside me. Wait, so is that what this is all about? I want to believe in Athena. I really do. But what is faith without doubt? That's why I need to question her guilt. So that once the truth finally comes out, I can really fully trust her. So that you can really trust me?
It seems your junior partner has just showed us what trials are truly all about.
I believe you're right.
We prosecutors painstakingly question every detail in pursuit of the defendant.
Well, lawyers believe in and defend our clients to the end.
When both sides go all out against each other, that's when we discover the truth.
Precisely. And when the battle is over, we will understand the true meaning of trust. That is exactly what trials are about. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes. I couldn't ignore the seed of doubt that was growing inside me. So I decided I needed to face it head on. No matter what the truth is that's waiting ahead, I won't be afraid. It's so like Apollo, always uber earnest about things like this. Mr. Justice, I vow to dispel every last bit of doubt in your heart. Good, because I want to believe in Miss Sykes again. You're really hoping there was an alternative route, aren't you, Apollo? But if I use the process of elimination, there really aren't that many possibilities. Dr. Cosmos was at the south exit, leaving only the control room and the corridor to the Space Museum. Which door could the culprit have escaped through? Come on, Mr. Wright, where do you think the culprit escaped to? So he couldn't have come out this way. I mean, that seems the most likely. I don't... could... What am I missing? Like, instead of going into the Space Museum, hung out in the corridor and then come back out through that door. So then we would just need to figure out who came through this door. But then they would have ran into Starbuck and Terrain. Unless, I don't know, like that place was kind of messy. Like, could they have hidden?
Take that!
They really only could have escaped the corridor to the Space Museum. All they had to do was use the unconscious Mr. Starbuck's prints to get through that door.
Objection.
It appears that all you're trying to establish is Miss Sykes' guilt. If the culprit used that route, the only exit would have been into the boarding lounge too.
No. No, come back out that door. Nope, nope, nope.
The logical conclusion of your argument is that the killer is none other than the defendant.
Nope, 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 nope. Ugh. I knew it. That's the only way it could be, huh? No, 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 no. If the culprit escaped into the corridor that leads to the Space Museum, then I guess it's true. The only exit would have been into boarding lounge 2. No! But Miss Sykes was the only person captured by the boarding lounge 2 security camera. I investigated the crime scene thoroughly. But the only place the culprit could have escaped to was the Space Museum corridor. There weren't any other secret corridors or anything.
So that leaves us with no other conclusion to draw but that Athena Sykes was the culprit.
What could the answer be? Was there really no other escape route? But hold on a second. What if? And we'll just hold on to that what if for the next episode. I'm back at square one. I have no idea. I don't know what's going on, but I'm enjoying the ride. I hope you are too. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.